Dictator was a man. Or maybe he was a titty. No, he really was a man. And his life was real shitty. Welcome back, my computer dudes. To hell! Dick Titty had a job working for the city. Yeah, he had a cushy job, so he don't need your pity. He don't need your pity. Do I need... I don't want to throw these away if I don't actually need... I may as well. I basically always need torches. Dick Titty had a wife, and her name was Christy. She had a rockin' bod, and her face was real pretty. So basically a whole episode got lost because I recorded it wrong. So I've made a lot of progress since last time. That will just come out of nowhere from your perspective. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. One day his wife died. The day before she turned 60. Dick whispered in her ear, "How about one more quickie?" Oh yeah, he did. I said it. You heard me right. But that quickie was a crime in the state of Mississippi. Sex with corpses is a crime, so he faced the committee. I guess that's who you face if you have sex with a dead body. I don't know. Some kind of crime committee. I'm a cis hetero privileged white male, so I've never been to court. They said, "Dick Titty, what you done? I know you loved your Christy, but we'll need your badge and gun, 'cause you got too frisky. Yeah, you got too frisky. We'll need your badge and gun, 'cause you got too frisky." I began to build this tunnel. Let me show you that. It's pretty badass. It's going to connect this building directly, without any doors or anything in the way, to another building which I'm going to build on land I've cleared out over here. It's going to be fucking tight. You'll see. Dick Titty went to jail. They locked him up with a hippie. The hippie didn't fuck his ass, 'cause he was real picky. But you just assume because somebody's in prison that they're so thirsty for butt play and butt pleasure that they'll just fuck anybody in the ass? They won't. Sometimes they have standards. Sometimes you don't even meet the standards of a gay prison hippie. 'Cause he was real picky. Dick told him about his life back when he worked for the city. The hippie said, "I'll write a song." And he wrote this ditty. Yeah, he wrote this ditty. That prison hippie wrote a song, and it was this ditty. Was this ditty? Thus concludes the ballad of Dick Titty. Tragic story of a detective who worked for the city in a cyber dystopian future where medical technologists and surgery has gone awry and combined, sewn a penis onto a breast. Thus, Dick Titty was born into a world he never asked for. He never asked for this life. A fish out of water in a world he never made. Although, really, who gets to make the world they live in? And all he wanted was some intimate time with his wife. Allegedly after her last moments, what you can say during. Yeah, I thought it was beautiful and romantic. Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you did. I'm being supportive! Alright, well, thank you. I really wish that you had gotten to see me build that greenhouse, because the ghasts were right outside. They were 2 inches from my face, and they would not leave. I was like, ghast, please go. And they were, no, we won't leave. We will, hell no, we won't go. They're right there and buzzing around insanely fast. I still don't know why they move so quickly when they're close by. Of course, now that I've actually finished building it, they're nowhere to be seen. Whatever. Gift horse, mouth. Let me put some torches here. This is going to be so tight. Just start to build my network of buildings that I can go inside of and not be scared of any spoopy ghosts. Are ghast ghosts, or are they like living flesh clouds? Are they octobrains from Duke Nukem 3D? I choose to believe it. I choose to believe that because it's amusing and it pleases me. And that's all the criteria I have for deciding what's true and what's false in this world. That's all you need. That's all you need. Perhaps before you have heard All You Need Is Love, but that song was a lie. All you need is dick today. I'm gonna need a lot of these. I'm gonna go finish up that motherfucking tunnel. Because once that's done, I can start building the structure it connects to. This is going to be a red letter day, I tell you. I know that phrase has been overused by me, so it's lost some of its meaning, but it will be. It'll be fucking tight as hell. And fresh, funky fresh. Likes of which the world and the rap industry have never seen. I can rap! Oh god, no, please no. Please spare us. You don't believe in me! You don't support my artistic efforts! Fine. Let's hear you freestyle some verses. Alright. Spooky, scary skeletons! That's just the spooky, scary skeleton song. You didn't let me finish! It was just the spooky, scary skeleton song, but instead of singing it, you just turned it into like spoken word poetry. That's a rap! I sang a rap! You heard me! Skeletor, what am I gonna do with you? Love me tenderly and cherish me until we're both old and gray? Probably not that. Why do I love again only to be hurt every time? That's a question you'll have to answer for yourself. It was a bit fucking painstaking. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. What shape do I want to build? I can't just keep building squares. I think I'm going to make an octagon. Octagons are underrated. According to my strangely specific opinion about geometric shapes. Opinions. Will that fly, or will I have to... Will this work? think this will be just exactly the right size. It's an octagon. And did I fuck it up? Did I fuck it up? I don't think I fucked it up yet. Oh, that's why. That's why it happened. Isn't it? Yeah, I fucked it up a little bit. A little bit. That's correct. That's correct. What did I fuck up? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, that's why. That one has to be 5 across, which means I have to make that one 5 across. Which means I have to rebuild large portions of this. I think I have this OP pick. You said 5 seconds before I cast. Push this shit in for the last time. Whatever. I don't give a shit. That's right. There we go. It'll be a nice spacious construction. There we go. Now to clean up after myself. Something I've only ever done in Minecraft. I hate to fill these in with nether bricks. I'm gonna know it's down there, but whatever. I'll call my fucking autism one of these days. Then I'll meet a lovely woman. I don't think I've ever dated as frequently or as successfully as I did when I lived in Florida, and I don't know why. I don't know what was special about Florida. I wasn't like especially mature, if anything, much less so than I am now. The older I get, though, distressingly, like my libido is, it's not even like a sexual thing. I still have that part still works. It's just like a romantic libido is decreasing, and I start to ask myself questions. Worrying questions like, how badly do I really want romance? Is that something I actually want? Or is it something that I've been taught to want? That the media says that I should desire? Do I actually want to be with another person, and do I find that fulfilling? Or do I just want it because everybody else tells me that that's desirable? And I desire to be desired. If so, that's not really a fair kind of relationship to get into, because you don't really have the feelings about the other person that you're supposed to. It's just about them validating you. I don't want that. I don't want to lay that on another person. I probably have enough problems without wondering, does this guy really like me for me, or is he just making himself feel better that an attractive woman is interested in him and his life? You gotta work stuff like that out before you let somebody else get entangled with your heart, because it's not like, it's gonna sound gay, but it's not emotionally responsible, I don't think. That's a hard learned lesson. And that's a bad spot to be in. You think you won't care, but then you do, because you're a lot more human than you think. Maybe I'm projecting. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just a pussy who feels more than he thought he did. It wound up mattering to me more than I ever thought it would. It's gotten to the point where I'll like look at somebody who's cute and think, okay, even on the off chance that she's interested, do I really want to inflict myself onto another person? Do I really want to begin that whole long sordid dance of entangling my heart with another person's and running the risk not only of being hurt myself, but being responsible for hurting another person? I don't want that on me. I also don't want it for her, but you know, I can't feel another person's like, it's not within my wheelhouse. I just know from observation that it's as bad for them as it is for me. If I could just marry Weed and VR, if Weed and VR were a woman, that would be perfect. Silence is the best therapist. Because therapists tell you what to do in order to help you and fix your problems, and there is no helping me, so they don't need to say anything. They just need to nod and look increasingly troubled while pressing the silent alarm button over and over, but nobody comes because I've killed them. Do I really have no more glass? I don't want to do that. Oh, glass is a fucking pain. Oh, by the way, did you notice my second fucking tree? My glorious leafy green tree? This is really not enough space to grow a reasonable amount of trees. I'll have to space these out so I can grow at least 3. This is really only enough space for 3 trees, which is why I don't generally build modules this shape for cultivating trees underwater. The dome is perfect because I can grow 8 trees in a cluster near the center, and there's just exactly enough room for them, while also allowing me to walk freely around them. Oh, I have to. Sorry bros. Cozy bros, for legal reasons. Let's see. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I fucking guess I'll play this popular on an expensive VR system. I guess, if I have to. First world problems. I think part of the problem is I'm equal parts good and evil. Like I have sweet parts of me that are caring, and you know, I have a red beating heart with red blood and squishy soft parts inside, but I also have like a horrible, brutal asshole. I think I'm doing a pretty good job of maximizing the good parts and diminishing the bad parts, but like, on the one hand, I give money to the homeless, even though where I live, most of them are critters who will immediately spend it on meth or use it to buy tools with which to steal your bicycle so they can sell the bicycle parts to get meth. And I know this, but I'm tired of arguing with my heart. It's easier just to carry some change around I can give out so that I can tell myself, if they, on the off chance that they weren't just looking to buy more meth, then somebody cared enough to help them, and that counts for someone. But then the other half of me thinks, when I hear people saying, how come there's suffering in the world when we have the world's largest and most expensive military, I want to say, do you know how much we spend in aid? We spend more than anybody else in the world on charitable giving around the world, and it does nothing. It does nothing because the people we're helping are not competent. We built them farms, and they killed the farmers, ate the cows, and then called us racists because of the outcome. A lot of the time, you know, when people, well-meaning people call for charitable giving, the solution is not to keep on dumping money into a fire. It's for the people who need help to create value. There's a lot of different things you can do to create value, and if you can create value that somebody else desires, then you can turn that into a living. You can make a living at that. There's a lot of things you can do to make something somebody else wants, even if you live in an impoverished country. All sorts of artwork type things and performance type things. It's really a problem of the people who need help. Only some of them are actually otherwise decent, capable, industrious people stuck in a bad spot. The rest are there for mental illness reasons, for drug abuse reasons, or because they come from a background where they just never learn how to do anything with a value to anybody else. And you can say, oh, well, we should help educate them, but there's all sorts of fucking feel-good Kickstarter type charities like OLPC, One Laptop Per Child. Whatever happened to that? I think the last I heard, all those laptops were stolen by warlords. So even if the desire to improve their condition is there, some of them will fuck over the rest at the drop of a hat. It doesn't matter where you go in the world, there's always, even among the destitute, even among the desperately poor, there's somebody willing to fuck over their fellow poor people in order to be slightly less poor. Capitalism is not the problem here. That's what I'm saying. It's like blaming guns for gun violence. You first need a human being with a desire to kill another person before the gun becomes a problem. And you first need there to be human beings who are sufficiently motivated to improve their own lives at the expense of other people, that they're willing to do the kind of dirty things that are often blamed on capitalism as if they were inherent to it, when it was just a tool. It didn't create the problem, it was just used in that way. And I'm all for basic income. I'm all for the amount of public spending we can afford. I think basic income is a good solution. There's actually a lot of people who you wouldn't think would be pro basic income who are basic income because they don't want to live in Mad Max. They don't want, their quality of life is impacted by an increasingly unemployable majority of human beings picking up torches and pitchforks and deciding to kill everybody they see who's wealthier than they are. That's not a safe world for the wealthy to live in. Then you got to ask how good a deal is basic income. Isn't that just consenting to some amount of poverty as long as it's comfortable poverty, and saying I don't want the opportunity to improve my condition by competing because I don't think I'll ever be able to compete effectively? And it's funny, the same people who are very, very protectionist and pro-regulation when it comes to financial stuff are very free market when it comes to dating. And these are the same people who are ruthless on Tinder. They don't think, oh, everybody needs love, everybody deserves human affection. They think, if this guy isn't the absolute best possible deal for me, then fuck him. Or don't fuck him, rather. And that's completely justifiable. The only problem is it's not consistent with their economic views and general politics. What they don't seem to understand is that poor people are not universally perfect angels. Oftentimes they are poor because of bad decisions and being bad people. That's not to say that the wealthy are angels either. They're a mixture. The poor and the wealthy are both a microcosm of humanity, and they represent the full spectrum of human behavior and personalities. Wealth is just a magnifier. If you're a shitty person, it makes you a powerful shitty person. And if you're poor, then you're a shitty person. You have less power to cause harm to other people by your shittiness. But if you're a good person and poor, it benefits nobody because you don't have the power to help. But if you're a good person and rich, then you have a lot more power to help, like Richard Branson or Bill Gates with his whole program to eliminate malaria. So wealth doesn't just inherently make people evil, it just makes them more of whatever they already were. And being poor doesn't make you immediately deserving of help. Oftentimes people get that way because they found out that meth exists, and they liked meth so much, they said, why would I have to do anything else? I'll just do whatever it takes to keep the meth coming. I don't care what that costs me in terms of my life and my future. And opium now. Apparently opium's a fucking problem. How'd that happen? What, are we in the fucking 16th century again? Are there opium dens I don't know about? I really don't want to go to shore for glass. I really don't want to do it. It's because it's hard work. I'm being lazy. I'm being lazy in a video game. What's that shit? At the same time, you kind of have to sympathize with people who point out how good we have it in the West. In the West, you can make money playing video games and streaming video of it. I can't, personally. I have so few viewers, but it's possible to do, and that's sort of an indictment. I mean, most of the people who benefit from the infrastructure that exists in the West and not in much of the world, rest of the world, I mean, it does in Asia, but not in you know, Africa or some parts of the Middle East. They don't know how it works. They couldn't recreate it themselves. I mean, I know how to turn off the router and turn it back on to make the internet work, so what do you fucking do for me? But I'm one of those people too, I guess. They just benefit from being born in the right place, so they can utilize that infrastructure in order to make easy money. Being rich makes it easier to get richer, basically. Being poor is expensive in a weird kind of way. There's so many penalties to being poor and so many little perks to being rich, and the perks add up so much you can live just on the perks. You can make a living that way if you needed to. And the fact that there's such a thing as secret shoppers, that rich people are so bored with their money that they pay somebody to go buy them things they don't expect, to basically be like their parents buying Santa Claus. So, except for them, Christmas is every day. I keep forgetting that this is remarkable. That, you know, I got comments on the forums, you know, that I'm just running around casually using this base to amass resources when it's kind of the star of the show in its own right. But to me, it's been here forever, and I take it completely for granted. Completely. Which is kind of the point and the goal of building elaborate infrastructure. You build a bridge so that you only have to swim across that lake or river one time, and then after you build a bridge, it's much easier every time after that. And this is something I built so that I can go underwater and stay there and not miss out on anything and not be inconvenienced, which is a shockingly expensive prospect if you want to not just visit the ocean floor and build a little hut down there that lets you work out of it to gather resources. Back when there were resources on the ocean floor, like sand, but actually stay down there and not be affected negatively by it. Infrastructure, man, that's where it's at. That's why there's all this hoopla about infrastructure. It's extremely punchy. You just already have it be there for you to use. Infrastructure. Like, I remember when I first got... Shit! Fuck off! Fuck off! I fuck with your asshole! I fuck with your mouth! I fuck with your asshole and then your mouth! Hey, you look at that! Boy, I like it very much. Everybody knows you like asking out and that's where you roll them out. yes, we say that every time. We know. Cozy, cozy rain. Actually, I hate being in rain. It's pretty. What's cozy is watching it from underneath. Back when the ocean was only 13 units deep, you couldn't really quite get deep enough. I mean, you could get just barely deep enough, but if you built a unit that was 2 stories or something, then you would always be able to hear the rain, and if you looked up, you would see it hitting the surface of the ocean. That was cozy. That was top 2 stories. So was cool. Why can't I do this underwater? God damn it. It sucks having such shallow oceans because there was hardly any point to building anything underwater when you were so close to the surface. But having an ocean floor that had sand as a part of it made it possible to harvest all the sand you needed for glass without going to the surface, which is kind of the point of building the whole colonies and not have to go to the surface. So even if they don't listen to me about adding coral reefs, seaweed, sharks, and dolphins, they should at least add mixed sand in with the gravel as the ocean floor and the deep ocean bottom. Give us the ability to be self-sufficient in the water, even in terms of expansion. You're in the golden jerk. I kind of feel the same way like skyscrapers. Like when you go to collect resources on land, and then you return to your awesome floating city in the sky, it's hard enough to feel like you've transcended the game. Like you've gone so far beyond what it was you were intended to accomplish in the game that you've made a joke out of it. Alright, listen up. Like at what point have you mastered this game so completely that there's no point to playing it anymore? You can't get to space unless you have a mod, unless you do that. But if you have huge cities in the sky, underwater, and in the Nether, I think it's time to move on. No, in the end, you need a floating space station type thing in the end. Look at that. Look at how deep that is. You can't even see it. It has to get past this line. That satisfies me. That pleases my heart. I'm going to like it. Look at this little thing. Looking for a way out. There is no way out. This is your life now. This is your home. Are you too good for your home? Freaking ant farm. Watching them run around in the little cameras. Okay, check out how cozy. Check out how cozy. Wow. You have to go deep enough. Just deep enough to where it's muffled. And you see little splashes. Look how, isn't it? That's how fish must feel. Fish and dolphins must know that sort of comfiness very intimately. That must be one of the things they look forward to, is in the same way that humans like to watch rain from the other side of a window while they're inside and dry and cozy and reading a book. Like, dolphins, I think, are intelligent enough to be like, shit, dude, this is cozy, watching the rain from underwater. Dolphin field, unknown to anyone but dolphins, the most obscure fields of all. Come at me, hipsters. You don't even know about dolphin fields. I'm gonna put these in the smelter and be done with it. And then next time, I'll fucking use this glass to finish that corridor and that, not finish the building, but do some work on it. Probably it's gonna take a while to finish that building. I'm glad I made it larger than I was going to, though, because if I'm gonna bother building something that size, it shouldn't just be like a narrow pencil dick tower. It should actually be worth the hard work. If this can be called hard work. That's it for this time. Tune in next time to watch me build that adjacent farming tower in the Nether. It's going to be just more farming space. And maybe begin work on another tower that expands from the main farming tower in another direction that I don't know what it's going to be for. I think probably either storage or a little smelting chamber like this one right here. That's all for this time. Hit like and subscribe. And remember, knowing is half the battle. The other half is violence.